You should now see, welcome to ChatGPT login screen. So again, there's the link to sign up for this is in the chat, and it is chat.openai.com. And if you go there, you can sign up for an account. You do need your cell phone number to get through the process. You can't use a landline, so just FYI on that. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. So pretty much this is ChatGPT for the web. So we know that this is a great new tool that has been buzzing around campus as well as just life in general. It's definitely a hot topic, and for good reason. So we're here to kind of teach you how to utilize this tool for the website as well as for social. So to get started, definitely visit the chat.openai.com link, sign up for an account. And if you do that, you can kind of follow along and play around with it while we go through the slides. So I'm going to start by sharing my presentation, which will go over kind of the concept of ChatGPT, how it works, and then we'll dive into an actual demonstration of it. So ChatGPT and the web, the things we're going to cover is the intro, how ChatGPT can assist with content creation, how we can use it to pretty much respond to match the UIS brand, prompt writing suggestions, and a quick demonstration on how it all works. So we have quite a few that are here today. So if you have any questions, we'll have some time at the end to ask questions and go from there. So let's get started. So ChatGPT is a new state-of-the-art language model developed by OpenAI and is trained on a massive amount of text data to understand and generate natural language. It's capable of performing a wide range of language-related tasks, including language translation, summarization, question and answering, and content generation, which is why we're all here today, right? So one of the most significant capabilities of ChatGPT is the ability to generate high quality and relevant content, such as article posts, program descriptions, and even social media content based on specific prompts and topics. It can even learn to mimic your writing style and tone, or given a brand or author to create content that aligns with their voice and style. So how can we use ChatGPT to assist with content creation? So we can use it for content writing, which is the main reason why we're holding this workshop today. We know that with content being the responsibility of the different units, it's definitely hard to sometimes get the right words or content for the different pages that we're working on across the site. So essentially, this tool can help you create that content. It's great for writing program descriptions and updating program pages. You can use existing catalog descriptions to prompt ChatGPT to help write those descriptions from a marketing perspective. And then it's also really great at assisting with writing news articles, as well as helping promote other great things that students, faculty, and staff are doing in your unit. So some of the benefits and why would we want to use ChatGPT? And it's time savings. It can help generate content way faster than we can. And that can help save our units a lot of time. It can generate that content, freeing up our time to focus on tasks that we have to do on a daily basis. And then that also gives us time to pretty much edit and strategize with the content instead of us primarily focusing on just getting the content on the page. We can be more strategic with our efforts. And then we have an improved content quality by using this tool. It's designed to generate high quality, coherent, and relevant content that's easy to read and understand based on the input from the data and the prompts provided. So it can be fine-tuned to match our writing style and tone and create content consistent across all of our mediums. So how do we do that? How do we customize ChatGPT's responses to match the UIS brand in tone and style? So there's ways to do that. And we want to provide specific examples of our brand's voice and writing style. So this can help ChatGPT to understand the tone and language that you prefer to use. So this may be different on a unit to unit basis. So some units may need it to be a little more scientific sounding, where others may want it to sound more fun. So it just kind of depends on what you think is best for your tone for your different units. You can use consistent writing style and tone with your prompts. So this will help ChatGPT to learn and mimic your brand style more effectively. And then provide feedback on generated content. So by reviewing the content generated by ChatGPT and providing feedback, we can help improve its language and information that it's providing and help make sure it aligns with our brand and style correctly. So prompt writing, and they're even calling it prompt engineering at this point because there is a science to it. So I would definitely say the more you play around with writing different prompts to ChatGPT, the better you'll get at it and the more you'll get out of it. But make sure you're clear and specific. The more specific you are, the easier it is for ChatGPT to understand you. So don't ask it questions like you would Google, where typically we would use only keywords or keyword phrases. Instead, you want to ask like full specific questions with lots of details and lots of information, because the more information you provide, the better the content that ChatGPT provides to us will be. Make sure your prompt is clear and concise, and avoid using vague language or overly broad topics. And you can also drill down as you kind of ask ChatGPT questions. You can drill down to get more information as you go. Use natural language. So write your prompt in a conversational tone, just like you were talking to someone. Avoid jargon, technical language that might be difficult for ChatGPT to understand. The more natural and conversational your prompt is, the better your response will be. And provide context and background information. So if your prompt is about a specific topic or situation, provide some context about that and any information that can help ChatGPT understand what you're asking. This will help provide more accurate and useful responses and be as detailed as possible and include any relevant information that might be helpful. You can also use ChatGPT to create a social presence, which is really cool. It's really great at writing social media posts. You can create engaging content that will attract and retain followers with ChatGPT using a mix of text, images, and videos. You can generate content ideas. ChatGPT is valuable for doing so. You can ask it to provide suggestions for topics or to write about questions to answer, and use these ideas to create content that resonates with your audience. You can also generate different ideas. You can actively engage your audience by creating posts, responding to their comments, and sharing other users' content and participating in the conversation. You can use ChatGPT to help write in those responses and comments. So I'm going to jump into demonstrating how this tool works. And these are some of the basic prompts that I'm going to use to kind of get started. And this information is also included on the web address I provided for the ChatGPT on the web, pretty much workshop information. And so you can use this and copy it and use it as you write prompts for your different website content. So the basic one that we want to start with, which will help kind of get the tone correct. And again, you can adjust depending upon your department or unit. So based on the brand and style of the tone used on the https://uis.edu, write me a description of this program to help market it to potential students. Leave out specific details, just write a general overview and write it at a 9th grade readability level. So that part is really important. 9th grade readability level is what our website should be written at. And that is because that is our main target audience, our high schoolers. And for web content, that's what they recommend, to write at that readability level. Since we're in a higher education institution, it's sometimes easy to write over their heads or speak over their heads as far as the language and the words that we're using. So by making sure that we include that as part of our prompt, it will help to ensure that our content is at the correct readability level that's recommended for higher education institutions. It's really good at rewriting content. So if you have something that is just a little wordy, which we have across the web, we've helped to kind of make it more concise, but there's still a lot of room for growth in that area. So we can provide it with a specific paragraph or chunks of paragraphs and say, rewrite this to be clearer and more concise. For articles, I can say, I am X, Y, and Z, write me an article about X, Y, and Z, and it will generate a nice long article based on the information and the prompt you provide. And then for social media, I work for the University of Illinois Springfield in the X department. Write me 4 social media posts for the month of April. You can easily generate this content and information, which is really great to help build engagement across the different platforms, which then direct them back to the website. So I'm going to jump in and actually start demonstrating some of these prompts. So this is the screen you'll see once you're logged in to the website and you have full access to the ChatGPT. On the left-hand side is all your history. So all the different things that you've searched for, it saves it for you, which is really nice. So if there's something that you've asked it before and you want to go back and ask additional questions based on that topic, you can. But it definitely, whatever you start the prompt with, it remembers that. And so if you have something that's completely off topic from what you were originally asking it, I would recommend just to start a new chat, which you can do by clicking this new chat button up in the top left. So to get us started, I'm going to use that first prompt that I showed in the PowerPoint, and I'm going to use chemistry as my guinea pig. And so based on the brand, style, and tone of uis.edu, write me a description of this program to help market it to potential students, leave out specific course information. And then I've copied the catalog overview info from the chemistry degree, and you can see it starts right here. So I give it my prompt, I add the colon, and then I put my information that I'm wanting it to provide more context for after. And so you can see this has course numbers, and it also has like the phone number to contact the office. So that's why I said leave out specific details. So we're going to see how well it does. So you can see how it's already starting to kind of, it adds that marketing kind of tone to it. It definitely is way more fun just off the bat than what you would normally read as the overview for a catalog. But it is providing the actual course information. And so I would like to leave that out. So I can prompt it again. And I'm actually didn't include the readability level in that initial prompt. So I'm going to do that again. I'm going to say, can you rewrite to be more concise and make sure it's at a 9th grade readability level? And let's see if it just automatically takes out the courses when I do that. So look how great that is. It gave us a great description. It cut out all the details, which are more for the catalog information, and provided a really great start for us to better sell this program to our students. So this is a great start for us. And it was just all based off that initial catalog information that was provided. Okay, so that's great, but I would like more for that program page. So some of the things that we recommend to add are student, potential careers that they could get with that degree. So let's ask it to provide that information. So what are some potential careers that we can get with the chemistry degree? This is information that students want to know, because if they're going to, attend that major, they want to know what career they could get with it, right? So providing potential career opportunities for them afterwards is important. So they know, okay, this is why I want to major in chemistry, right? So it did a great description. It has some good jobs that would be perfect for a chemistry major. And so this is all great, but I'm wanting some more kind of marketing tone to it. So I'm gonna prompt it again, but this time I'm gonna say, write me a short description as to why a student would want to major in chemistry. Like that's good information to have, right? Why would I want to? So you can see it's really filling in the blanks that we needed. It provides a strong foundation in the physical and chemical principles that govern the behavior of matter. I mean, this is great info. This is perfect. This is exactly what we need for these program pages. So this is a great start. So one thing that we also like to include are learning objectives, right? So what are the learning objectives for this major? So I'm gonna ask it that and see what it gives us. And you notice I didn't even say chemistry on that prompt. I just said this major, and it's remembering and understanding the context of the previous questions I asked to know that I'm still talking about chemistry. And so it's given us this great list of different learning objectives, but this is a little wordy and a little longer than what I would hope for. So I'm going to ask it to kind of make it more concise. And so I'm going to say, what do you think would be the top 5 most important ones that students would care about? Let's try that. Let's see what it says. So it kind of narrows down this information, focuses on what it considers to be the most important, 5 top reasons students would want to learn this major, and it provides that to us. And 5, I think, would be way more appropriate for the website than 10. So I think that is a great list for us to use. All right. And just to kind of throw this in there, let's just see what it provides. What are some ideas and ways that we can engage with students in this major? Let's see what it says. So it's giving us some great suggestions on different ways that we can provide an additional engagement outside of the classroom for these students. And we may be doing some of this already. So this may be good information to include on the website as well. Like, these are the different ways that you're going to learn and be able to engage on campus. So this is definitely a lot of content and information. And from here, you could take this information, pull it into Word and really edit it and modify it to meet your needs for your specific unit. We definitely do not recommend just taking what it's giving you and just using it out the gate without reading it. You really need to go through the content and information it provides. Even though we're prompting it and saying, based on the uis.edu, it does make stuff up sometimes. ChatGPT doesn't know things, and sometimes it'll just make stuff up. It's kind of like a kid in that aspect. So you definitely need to check its work, make sure that it's accurate, and make sure it updated to match your unit and as far as the capabilities, specifications, and the different topics that you're working through. So this is a great tool for us to really amp up our academic program pages and find out what's the most important content that we should be providing for students on those pages to help them understand why they should major in this program, but also to kind of help get them to the next step, which is actually applying for the program, right? So this is definitely a good tool for us to use to beef up our current program pages now that we have the capability of adding custom content to them. So I'm going to move on to a new chat now. And this one, I'm going to ask it to rewrite some content for me. It is really good at rewriting content. So I have this prompt to rewrite this content to be more precise. Office of Web Services oversees primary UIS, as well as the UIS mobile app, web design and development, web accessibility, standard compliant websites, blah, blah, blah. So this is pretty generic and, it's not that great, but I do want it to be more concise. So I'm going to go ahead and prompt it and see what it says. So you can see it spit it out back to me in a 1-sentence response, which I think is great. That's a great way to do it. And you could also prompt it with like specific information. So say I want to write it in 240 characters or less. And it can get pretty close. I don't know that it's great at actually writing at a certain character amount, but if you have a huge like paragraph and you tell it to write it at 100 characters or less, it gets pretty close. It's not always exact, but it gets you pretty close. So that's a great way to kind of rewrite content that you have just to make it better and more concise. Because again, on the web, the less content, the better. Like, we just want to summarize what we're trying to do and give them their call to action on where we're wanting them to go on the web, whether that's to apply, to request info, to visit the, campus, whatever we're trying to do. But we want our words to be short and concise, and the more concise, the better. So this tool really will help you clean up your words and get to the point, which which is what we need on the web. Anything over 600 words, they pretty much check out on us anyways. So that's a example of just rewriting. So for writing an article on the website, we were actually interested in writing an article about the experience of us working to hire the group of student interns that worked in each of the colleges. So I figured this would be a good prompt to start with. So let's see how it does. And I've provided basic information, how the Office of Web Services at a university hired a group of students. So this is somewhat vague, but at the same time, I have the specific information. And from this, it's able to infer what we are kind of doing and how this is helping the campus and the university. So you can see it's going into great detail, most of which is accurate. So yeah, it shows they brought a fresh perspective, the website design process. Yeah, and see, I had the overall, the decision to hire the students have been a success. The website, the different colleges have been improved. So you can see how just with that small prompt, I've gotten a pretty good size article to add to the web services website to talk about this experience. So if, say, for example, like I wanted this to be about something that was about to happen, where this is kind of writing in past tense. So write this, I could say, right in future, right as, let's see, how would I word this? The students have yet to start. So you can see it was writing in the past tense, and now it's like, okay, I'm going to change this. This is what we are going to do. And so it changed how it's writing it for us to be able to use it depending upon the time. So for example, if you're writing about an event, this would be great because then you can write about what the event's going to do. And then you can go, okay, give me a past tense view of this event, and it can update it to write it in past tense for you, which is great. So that's an example of how to use ChatGPT to write articles. And of course, the more information you provide, the more context they can give to the different topics that you're focusing on. And then for social media, we're going to use computer science as our guinea pig. So I'm going to say I work at University of Illinois Springfield in the computer science department. Write me 4 social media posts for the month of April. And let's see what it comes up with. And likes to use hashtags. Yeah, see, join us for an April 20 virtual information session. So it's almost like recommending different ways to engage with students just based on the content it's providing for the post. So it gives us a good idea and at least some different content to get started with. And then we could use images from campus that Clay takes for us or Blake, and be able to use those to post to the different social media platforms that we have using this content. And you see how quick that was written. So we can easily, pretty much create these posts, generate them, and have them posted to the different platforms for their future. And that way we can pretty much schedule those ahead of time and get those ready to go and not have to spend as much time and effort to do that engagement on a week-to-week basis. We could crank out posts for the whole month very quickly just by using that. So what are some different ways to encourage students to engage with us on social? Let's see what it comes up with for computer science. It gave us some for chemistry. So ask questions. So did you know that the computer science does X, Y, and Z? You could share some student work and highlight what your students are doing. This is also a great way you can highlight student profiles on the website. You can use the information on the website and actually share it on social too. So it can help you generate articles for those student profiles that you can then share. You can host contests and challenges on social media related to computer science. So that's kind of a good idea, sharing industry news and trends, hosting live events, and using multimedia to further capture students' attention and encourage them to engage. So these are some great ideas that it provides right out of the box for us to be able to use, to be able to get further engage our students and really bring them into, the fold. And the more that we focus and work as far as our social media platforms, the more we're essentially driving traffic back to the website and promoting our programs and hopefully getting conversions on applications and getting, students to actually apply. So that's why social is an important part of our website strategy, because that does encourage referrals back to the website. And so that is a huge deal for us. So you can see how easy it was to pretty much write a post, write, 4 different posts for the month, create an article to be associated with it, and really build up some engagement and get additional recommendations. What about some marketing? What are some ways we could market the computer science program? Let's see what it says. So it says utilize social media, create a website. So we're on the right track, right? But you can see, you can ask it just basic information about ways that I can better market my program. I can engage with students. I can really, generate good content to post to the website. So all of these things kind of tie together to help our content overall on the web, but also to pretty much bring our brand and tone and voice across all of those platforms as well. So this is just a really great tool for us to get to market with different things for each of our individual units faster, and to really update our web content to make sure it's in better shape. All right, so that is pretty much the end of the demonstration and the different prompts that I was going to cover today, which I blew through that faster than expected. So I will open it up for questions as of now, or if someone has some additional prompts they would like me to try, I can also do that. So does anyone have any questions on how to use this tool, or recommendations on ways that we should, or? All right, well, that means I did a good job, right? Okay,
Yeah.
well, we pretty much created the web page that has ChatGPT on the web. It has this additional information. We're recording this session, so we'll put that here after we end this. We have all the slides saved here, as well as if you go to the SlideShare account, you can download the slides if you want to save them. And then down here at the bottom of the page, I've provided some prompt examples. So it gives like the basics of what we covered today. So you can see that prompt based on the brand and style of tone and UIS.edu, write me a description of this program. And then I have in parentheses, make sure to paste your program overview or your catalog description or other content as a starting point. And then can you rewrite to make more concise? And the different prompts that we kind of covered today. So again, give me a short description about X, Y, and Z, rewrite 100 characters or less, write me an article about this. So you can see, use this kind of as a starting point to get you going using ChatGPT. All right, well, any other questions at all before?
Jessica, I have a question.
Yeah.
It looked like all of your prompts, you just kept them all, like you didn't delete any. If you start another question on the same chat, does it impact what's there? Like, is there a reason to hold on to them just to go back to them, or are you holding on to them for a reason?
Well, I hold on to them because I sometimes think of a question that I want to ask in regards to that later, and then I can go back and ask that based on our previous conversation that we had. And so I don't have to start fresh. And so there's different, especially for what I do for our day-to-day job with coding, there'll be coding questions I ask it, and then I'll come back and refer to those questions later. So it's just more like a historical thing, but it does remember. So if I wanted it to give me something completely different off topic than what this computer science prompt is initiated, then I would want to go ahead and start that new chat. But you can delete your chats over in the left If you just select them, there's a little trash can and you can rename them. So if it's something that you want to save, you can name it so that way you can easily find it in all of your history thread.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Any other questions? Well, I appreciate you all joining us today. And if you think of anything after the fact or want to know how you can do this, just have a personal training, let us know, and we're happy to jump in where needed. But definitely take a look at your website content, review what you have on your site. If you see opportunities to make content more concise, copy it, throw it into this bad boy and see how it can improve that language and really, get our character count down as short as possible for these descriptions, because we have a short amount of time to actually be able to get their attention, and they're not going to read paragraphs and paragraphs of text. So I think that this is a great way for us to really improve. But then also, if you don't have content on some of your program pages, like, use this. This is a great tool to get us there, to build these pages up to sell these programs in a better way. And then the marketing team will be able to use this or different program pages, landing pages, to market and to do different ads through the different digital advertising opportunities that they find for us. So I think this is a great opportunity for us to really take advantage of this tool and make the website great and improve our content. I know we don't all have writers in each of our departments, even though we wish we would, but this is essentially a writing assistant for us to be able to do so. Yeah, and then Lane mentioned we find a time to talk about working together to create a campus group. I think that's a great idea, and I am on board, as you know, Lane, so just let me know and I'm happy to help where needed. So, all right, well, thank you all for joining us today, and definitely take a look at the slides and share the recording with others in your department and office that may have responsibility of helping with the website content. And if you have any questions along the way, just let me know. Awesome. Thank you all.